Slaggy, West, going. Hey man, we got trust betrayed. A North Carolina cop hidden agenda for his secret crush. Damn, what the hell they got going on? Before we get in that bit, make sure you subscribe right now. Ain't gonna do some more talking. Let's just get it to him.
Nobody wins when the family feels. But my
Hello? He said nearby. He's somewhere, either he's within the residence or he ran to the wood line just behind the residence.
And he should have never showed up to my house the way that he did. He had no right to do so.
On New Year's Day. Did he feel like he was there to protect you?
No, I would strongly say no. Like, there was nothing going on for him to feel like he needed to come.
Unbelievably smart and just full of laughter. She was a happy baby. She was so happy, and she was a mama's girl. I had her so spoiled.
On that night, an off-duty officer who killed a man at that man's home last year just pleaded guilty to...
Now, what's crazy, most people would say, one bad apple can spoil a bunch. And in some cases, that's true. But I'm going to be a responsible adult when presenting this story, family. And I'm going to not do that when describing this police officer we're about to discuss from North Carolina. And we all know some cops can abuse their badge. But not all, like anything else in life. But it seemed this cop did abuse his power with his badge, all while trying to play Captain Safety. Recently, this cop was sentenced to a small amount of time for going to another man's house.
Hold on. Nigga said something about Captain Saber. Mama, man, me spit my woman water out, boy.
And he got into an altercation with his wife. But the key word in the sentence that I just said was wife, the victim wife. Now, one thing led to another, and this officer ended up shooting this man at his house, having a bullet strike his head. Of course, you'll later find out, family, that all this happened while he was off duty. But this where the abuse of power come in, because he used the service weapon. And to make matters even worse, this man is technically married to a woman who was just released from jail for taking the life of their 2-year-old with another man who was her then boyfriend, who, might I add, was a known registered sex offender. So I know this sounds like a lot, family, but this is what you got me for. So in this video, we're going to go in order of the events. So before we go over this one, remember, I don't give you no ain't. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. Fam, this is Santa Lana from Gaston County in North Carolina. She was married and still is to Keku Riley Akapon. But in 2011, she was caught messing with another man, even while married, and having her 2-year-old daughter present inside of American Best Inn in Bessemer City. Her daughter's name was Addison Grace Lanham. As mentioned, she was only 2 years old, and she passed away after having a serious infection that wasn't reported. May she rest in peace, and love and condolences to her family.
She was so beautiful. She was a great kid. She was so smart. Unbelievably smart. And just full of laughter. She was a happy baby. She was so happy. And she was a mama's girl. I had her so spoiled. But I know the good Lord has got you right now. But you should have lived your life longer, and Mama misses you so much. I wish that you were sitting on my lap right now, hugging me and telling me you love me. Because she would hug me and she would pat my back. And she would rub my face and say, Mama, I love you. I just want her back. I just want her back. I just want her back. She should not be. She should have been able to live her life longer.
Now, after hearing from the mother, Santa, she was charged 3 days after the interview and 5 days after the incident. She was charged with involuntary manslaughter and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Her appointed lawyer had formally requested her to attend her daughter's funeral. She was released from prison in 2020 after serving 9 years. And after being released from jail, she was still married to a now officer in the same county she got arrested for killing a 2-year-old. But just 3 years after her release, in the same county, her husband would be arrested for murder himself after fatally shooting an unarmed man on New Year's Day, whom he had been acquainted with weeks earlier while responding to a domestic dispute call as part of his duties, according to Gaston County's district attorney. It was 2:15 a.m. The man known as Officer Riley had pulled up to a Burlington home and blocked the driveway entrance after getting into a dispute with the man named Juan Avalo, just 33 years old. One thing led to another. They got into an altercation, which led to Officer Riley getting stabbed by Juan. And after Juan tried to get away from the scene, Officer Riley begins to shoot at Juan, striking him once in the head, leaving him deceased on the scene. Apparently, Officer Riley was one of the officers who responded to what has been characterized as a domestic dispute on November 28, 2022. Apparently, during a court hearing Wednesday, court records indicated that Avalo was accused of assaulting a woman on a date. Officer Riley remained in contact with the accuser in the dispute, and on New Year's Eve, he and Juan had a heated telephone conversation in which fighting words were exchanged. Now, before we go over further detail, I want you guys to hear from the victim's wife and give her statement, even though she was the one texting this officer. Check it out.
And he should have never showed up to my house the way that he did. He had no right to do so.
Tonight, the family of a Ranlo man shot and killed on New Year's Day speaks only to WCCB News about the moments leading up to his death. Family members say Juan Avalo was shot to death in front of his kids. Tonight, a Ranlo police officer remains behind bars, charged with his murder. Good evening, I'm Morgan Fogarty.
And I'm Gary Breaux. Thanks for joining us. WCCB Charlotte's Trish Williford talked with the victim's family. It's a story you're only going to see on WCCB.
As you can imagine, this family is devastated over this tragedy. They were all just together, celebrating the new year, when the victim was shot and killed.
He was really close to all of us. There wasn't anything that we wouldn't ask him to do and he wouldn't do for us. My kids are now without their dad. They haven't been more than a day without him.
Crystal Ortiz must now rely on the comfort of her family, all of them surrounding her now, as she reflects on the life of a man she's known since she was a teenager. Ortiz says her beloved Juan meant everything to their family.
He was just like the best dad that they can ask for. I relied on him for so much and for him to do so much for us. So it's just going to be rough.
She says Juan Avalo was also their protector, which is why, according to court documents, the 33-year-old contacted Ranlo police officer Kawaka Ajiapon after he found the officer's cell phone number saved in his wife's...
Kawaka Aji? I ain't gonna lie, that nigga might probably be Nigerian or something. Kawaka Aji.
Cell phone. According to search warrants, the men communicated about meeting up to fight.
Regardless of the fact or whatever the communication was between the two prior.
Man, it's 2024. Niggas not fighting out there. Wanna know why? Cause they scared to go out bad. They know niggas gonna pull out their phone, record that motherfucker, put that motherfucker on Instagram. They ain't trying to go out bad, so you already know what the hell going on. Like, they gonna... Y'all know what's going on. Like, niggas not fighting out there because these niggas scared as hell. They scared to go out bad. They scared to goddamn get their ass beat and get their ass posted on Instagram and Twitter and shit like that. And they host see it and they partners in them see it. And niggas be like, bro, you see this video, bro? The nigga got his ass beat, bro. The nigga got his ass beat. Damn to him. Why you let that nigga do you like that? Nah, niggas not trying to go out bad. So you already know how that shit go. Yeah.
To him arriving to my home as an officer,
Hold
as
up.
a law enforcement.
Especially as a police officer. Boy, what? Police officers not finna fight with your ass. This nigga's gonna pop you. This nigga's gonna kill your ass. Boy. Police officer not finna get fighting with your ass. The nigga gonna pop your ass and think he finna get off. Oh, self-defense. Oh, he reached for his weapon. You know what I'm saying? They gonna pop your ass and then find some bullshit ass, dumb ass shit to say. Oh, he was reaching for his weapon. Oh, you armed. Oh, he shot at me. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know how these niggas have you, boy.
Person, you would think you would know what to make better decisions.
Authorities say last November, Officer Agiapon investigated a domestic violence case at Avalo's home. Ortiz says the officer kept her cell phone number and communicated with her.
He was stating that he had been through a domestic violence case and he was a victim of it before, and he was using the saying of him wanting to be support.
But Ortiz says she was shocked when the officer showed up at her home on Burlington Avenue around 2 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Did he feel like he was there to protect you?
No, I would strongly say no. Like, there was nothing going on for him to feel like he needed to come.
Ortiz says Officer Agiapon had a gun on him when he stepped into their front yard.
And he was asked multiple times to leave the premises, and he refused to do so. Me and my son were present when it happened, and my son was there and seeing everything.
The family says Avalo had a knife and attempted to defend himself against Officer Agiapon, stabbing him before he was shot.
When he turned his back to leave the situation, that's when this man started shooting.
He didn't deserve this at all. Juan was leaving. He attempted to go so many times, and he just kept provoking him and agitating him and just kept antagonizing him. And Juan didn't want this.
We checked Agiapon's work history and found he was previously employed as a police officer in Gastonia as well as a corrections officer in Rowan County.
As mentioned, Officer Riley was off duty. He didn't have his service uniform on but had a service weapon. And it was also noted that Officer Riley was suspended from another force only months before this incident. While working at Gastonia Police Department, Officer Riley had got in some trouble when he was involved in an incident on a school bus. According to a spokesman for Gaston County, Officer Riley was accused of impeding a school bus from continuing its route in order to question the driver about his child's behavior on the bus and related discipline. Officer Riley was charged, but his record was later expunged. After that meeting on March 21st, 2022, Officer Riley had wrote an email to his then police chief, Travis Britt. Hello, sir. I'm reaching out to see if you have any availability this week to have a meeting. Officer Riley wrote, I know that Mondays are usually busy for the administration. As for me, other than Wednesday and Thursday, I am not assigned to work any day this week. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting with you. He said he wanted to have that meeting about the internal investigation. They scheduled it for that following Thursday, but a week and a half later, April 9th, 2022, he was let go. But even after knowing all that, the DA still gave him a plea that allowed him to cop out and be sentenced to just 5 years in jail for murder.
On that night, an off-duty officer who killed a man at that man's home last year just pleaded guilty to a crime.
Are you in fact guilty? Yes, sir.
This all happened after that former Randall police officer got into a fight with the victim. Prosecutors say that he should not have been at the victim's home in the first place. Our Ken Lemon was in court today and is live at the Gaston County Courthouse. Ken?
Yeah, and prosecutors said that moving ahead with trying this case could have been risky. The officer that a lot of people here call Officer Riley Agiapon, they say shouldn't have been at that house that he shot him at, running away from him, but they also say the very same man stabbed him. So self-defense could have been a consideration in this case. The victim's family says that the officer could have prevented this.
How the fuck is it self-defense if he pulled up to his house? Come on now, stupid. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I get what you saying, self-defense, but like, come on, you at his property. He defended himself. Stupid. The fuck? You see, man, these police ass niggas always trying to do some tricky ass shit like, oh, self-defense. How the hell is self-defense? You pull up to his house. The fuck? Who the fuck y'all niggas think y'all is? The fuck? Y'all niggas shit out, boy.
He was above the law.
Fuck wrong with y'all ass? Stupid ass.
A
Goof
man once sworn to
ass.
serve and protect stood in court, handcuffed.
Man, this nigga look goofy as hell. This nigga still got a motherfucking flat top like it's the 1980s. Bitch ass nigga, it's 2024, nigga. Get your money up, nigga.
And he admitted.
Get your money up, nigga. It's 2024, nigga. Cut that bullshit off your head,
In
boy.
November of 2022,
Erase your head
Agupon was
ass,
a
boy.
responding officer to a domestic incident between Juan Avelo and his wife at their home. Prosecutors said weeks later, Avelo found out the officer's number was in his wife's phone, called him, and the two began arguing. They say Agupon was off duty. He went to the house where the two fought, and Avelo stabbed the officer and took off. They say Agupon fired several shots, and one hit Avelo in the head, killing him.
About 1 o'clock.
Avelo's mother spoke in court with help from a translator.
Man, this shit really stupid as hell. This shit really dumb as hell. Like, all this about a bitch. All this about a bitch. Like, come on now. Bitch ain't even bad. The bitch mid as fuck. The bitch not bad. Like, what the fuck? Like, be real. Like, y'all both could do better than Shawty. Like, Shawty ass ain't nothing. She ain't nothing. Like, come on now. Y'all really crashing out about a bitch. Now, one nigga dead, one nigga in jail, and she finna be fucking with a whole other nigga. The fuck? Y'all niggas stupid as fuck, boy. What?
All I'm asking for is justice for what happened to my son.
I mean, fuck. Stupid as fuck.
He's taken half of my life and half of my heart. There had to have been a way to avoid this.
There was, said Juan Avelo's mother-in-law. She aimed her comments at the former officer.
We had an opportunity to walk away from all this.
Agupon was originally charged with murder. She's not happy that he took a plea to voluntary manslaughter and a 5-year sentence, considering that he was a SWAT officer when the shooting happened.
I mean, you know, he 12, so you know they gonna fuck with him. Like, they go like, okay, you don't have to get murdered. Okay, manslaughter. I mean, cause the nigga did stab, like, he stabbed, bruh, so you know how that shit go. And he 12, so he got the law on his side. You know how that shit go. He 12, so they gonna have more, like, leniency for him. You feel what I'm saying?
He's here to save lives, not take lives.
That's real, though.
Yeah,
Hey, that's real. He's supposed to save lives, not take lives. That's real, though. That's facts. This nigga the police and he killing niggas. Like, what the hell is you doing, my boy? You supposed to save people, but you over here taking lives. You supposed to save lives and you out here taking lives by the bitch. By the bitch, and she ain't even bad or nothing. That bitch mid as fuck. The fuck wrong with your ass? Mid ass bitch. Like, bitch ain't nothing.
He said there's a
I want to hit the bitch. I want to eat touch the bitch. Bitch can't eat something else. Fuck time.
His certification as a law enforcement officer.
Now it's time for you guys to let me know how you guys feel, fam. This was the story of a North Carolina officer who managed to go to another man's house after he was confronted for texting that man's wife, all while technically still being married, to play captain. Got stabbed and took the man's life in the process.
He's trying to think cat the same
Talk to me in the comments. Don't forget like and subscribe.
Cat the same old, man.
Catch you guys on the next.
Hey, man. Don't be a cat the same hoe. Don't crash out about the hoe. You crash out about a hoe, she gonna fuck with the next nigga. She ain't even gonna look back. You hear me? Fuck the hoe. Get y'all money up. Get y'all paper up. You feel me? Anyway, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.